Welcome along to Tell Me More Stories Told Us podcast.
Great to be here.
Ever think about how winding the path to, say, Hollywood stardom can be?
Oh, absolutely. Rarely a straight line.
Well, today we're jumping into the life story of Johnny Galecki, a name most people will know, probably from one massive show.
Definitely. But there's quite a bit more to his journey than just that one role, as big as it was.
For sure. And it starts somewhere pretty unexpected, actually.
Right. Not L.A., not New York. Brie, Belgium, 1975.
Belgium. See, I told you. American parents, though?
Yeah, his dad was U.S. Air Force, stationed over there. His mom was a mortgage consultant. And his background's a mix to Polish, Irish, Italian roots.
So a very international beginning before landing back stateside.
Exactly. They ended up in Oak Park, Illinois. He's the oldest of three kids.
Okay. A sister, Allison, and a brother, Nick.
That's right. Johnny apparently called his brother Nick a mechanical genius, with cars.
Okay, so different paths. But here's something that really made me pause. His schooling.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty unconventional.
He left school after the 8th grade. Done. Attended high school for, what, a single day?
One day. It's kind of incredible when you think about it. Shows a real focus early on, maybe, or just knowing what he didn't want.
Or what he did want. Maybe acting was already calling.
Seems likely. And apparently, he was always a storyteller. Like, really long, involved stories as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where his mom started playing the quiet game with him, just to get a break.
Huh. I love that. Gives you a picture, doesn't it? And she sounded like a character herself, that phrase. I love you, now get out.
Yeah, loving but tough, encouraging independence,
Definitely. So this imaginative kid skips high school.
Right.
How does he actually break into acting professionally?
Well, he got involved pretty young in the Chicago theater scene. That was his real training.
Right, practical experience.
Exactly. And it wasn't super long before he got his first TV gig. 1987, a CBS miniseries called Murder Ordained.
Okay, I vaguely remember that.
He was alongside Joe Beth Williams and, get this, John Goodman.
No way. His future Roseanne co-star's dad-in-law, sort of.
Well, future co-star. Anyway, Goodman was in Roseanne too, obviously. Small world, even then.
It really is. Okay, so miniseries first. Then came the role probably a lot of us Gen Xers and millennials remember.
Yes. Rusty Griswold.
1989, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Iconic.
Totally iconic. It's still played every single year. He nailed that sort of smart aleck kid vibe.
He really did.
Man.
And that seemed to keep the TV ball rolling for him.
Yeah, the next year, 1990, he was cast in an NBC comedy, American Dreamer. And then the season after, he was a regular on Billy.
Billy, wasn't that a spinoff?
It was, yeah, from Head of the Class. So he was definitely, working steadily in sitcoms early on.
And making more connections. Didn't he pop up on Blossom?
He did. Just one episode in 91. And guess who else was in that episode?
Let me guess. Mayim Bialik.
Bingo. Years, like decades, before the Big Bang Theory. It's kind of wild how often these paths cross and recross.
It really makes you think. But it wasn't all comedy, right? He did some drama, too.
Yeah. In 1993, he played a pretty different role. A young delinquent in a TV movie, A Family Torn Apart. Based on a true crime story, a serial killer.
Wow, okay, so showing some range early on.
Definitely not afraid to tackle heavier stuff.
Which kind of sets the stage nicely for the big one, his breakthrough role.
Has to be Roseanne.
Yep. He came in as Kevin Healy first, right? Then it changed.
Yeah, Kevin Healy, Mark's younger brother, then later David Healy. And he starts this relationship with Darlene Connor, played by Sarah Gilbert.
The chemistry there was just instant, wasn't it?
It really was. He was just supposed to be a guest star, but after Billy got canceled, they made him a permanent cast member in 92.
And he stayed right till the end in 97. David and Darlene. Their whole arc, getting married, having kids, it was a huge part of that show.
A massive part. And again, that Sarah Gilbert connection.
Yeah.
It pops up again later, doesn't
It
it?
sure does. Plus, Laurie Metcalf, who played Jackie on Roseanne, she also shows up later in his other big show.
It's like the Roseanne Extended Universe kept following him.
Huh, exactly. But around this time, he wasn't just acting, right? Bit of music video action.
Yeah, a fun little side note. 1995, he was in the Dave Matthews Band video for Satellite.
That's right. I forgot about that. Just sort of broadens the picture a bit.
After Roseanne wrapped up its original run, he moved more into film for a while.
Yeah, I remember seeing him pop up in quite a few things. Often smaller parts.
Often smaller, yeah. Like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Bean.
The Opposite of Sex, Bounce, Vanilla Sky. He was definitely working.
Keeping busy, gaining experience. He did have some bigger film roles, too, like in Suicide Kings and Bookies.
Okay. And still doing TV guest spots here and there.
Yep, like a funny one in My Name is Earl in 2005, playing a golfer.
Right. Now, before,
Yes.
the show, there were a few other interesting TV things. That Peep Show pilot.
Ah, yes. The U.S. attempt at Peep Show. He played the Mark Corrigan role. It never got picked up, which is a shame, maybe. Or maybe it just wouldn't have translated.
Hard to say. But interesting he was cast in that. He also had recurring gigs on My Boys in Hope and Faith.
Yeah, staying visible, keeping those comedy chops sharp. But he also went back to the stage around then.
Oh, right. The little dog laughed. That got a lot of attention.
It did. He originated the role of Alex, first off-Broadway, then on Broadway. Won a Theatre World Award in 2007 for it.
And he said something quite profound about it, didn't he? About sacrifice and success.
Yeah, something like, at its core, the play is about what we all sacrifice to be successful, whatever our careers or goals. Shows he was thinking deeply about the work.
Definitely adds another layer. And then, then came the Big Bang.
Literally. The Big Bang Theory, 2007, changed everything.
12 seasons running until 2019.
Yeah.
Playing Leonard Hofstadter. It was just massive. A global phenomenon.
Unbelievably huge. And here's a great what if. He was apparently considered for Sheldon Cooper first.
Get out. Really? Sheldon?
That was the initial thought, yeah. But he felt Leonard was a better fit for him. And, well, Jim Parsons kind of nailed Sheldon, didn't he?
Understatement of the century. Hard to imagine it any other way now. But Leonard was perfect for him, too. The sort of relatable heart of that group of geniuses.
Absolutely. And speaking of connections again, Sarah Gilbert was on the show as Leslie Winkle.
Right. His former Roseanne love interest playing a new love interest briefly.
And Laurie Metcalf is Sheldon's mom, Mary Cooper. The Roseanne reunion continued.
It's amazing. And something cool, Galecki actually plays the cello, right?
He does. And they wrote that into the show for Leonard sometimes. It's always neat when they could use a real skill like that.
Adds that touch of authenticity. Now let's talk money. Because that show, the salaries became astronomical.
Oh, yeah. Towards the end, 2017 to 2019, he and the main cast were pulling in something like $900,000 per episode.
Wow. Just wow. Puts him right up there with the highest paid TV actors ever.
Definitely. Forbes estimated him as the second highest paid male TV actor in the world in 2018, just behind Parsons. Earned $25 million that year.
Incredible. Testament to the show's insane popularity.
Absolutely. But he didn't just rest on his laurels, even during the Big Bang years.
No, he still popped up elsewhere. Little part in Hancock, the superhero movie.
Right, back in 2008. And he did that funny stint on Entourage playing himself.
Oh, yeah. The parody version of himself. That was great. Shows he doesn't take himself too seriously.
Seems like it. Appeared in the movie In Time as well, 2011.
And then, circling back again, Roseanne returned.
Yep, the revival in 2018. He came back for one episode.
Which then, got canceled and rebooted pretty quick.
Right, became The Connors. And he's continued to appear on that occasionally, reprising David Healy.
It feels like that character is just part of his DNA now, in a way.
It's certainly a role that defined a huge part of his early career, and audiences still connect with David.
Definitely. Okay, before we get too far, if you're finding this journey through Johnny Galecki's life as fascinating as we are, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, don't miss out on future deep dives here on Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast.
So we've covered the career highs. What about his personal life? We mentioned the Sarah Gilbert connection early on.
Right. They dated when they were teenagers on Roseanne. She later came out, and they've stayed really close friends. Speaks volumes, I think.
It really does. Shows a lot of mutual respect. And then there was the relationship with Kaylee Cuoco, his Big Bang co-star.
Yeah, they dated for about 2 years, sort of secretly at first, until around late 2009. Playing a couple on screen the whole time.
Must have been intense. But they seem genuinely friendly now, too.
Seems that way. He appears to value those connections. Life threw him a curveball in 2017, though.
Oh, the wildfire. That was awful.
Yeah, his ranch in California was destroyed. Just a terrible thing to happen.
Yeah. On a happier note, family life seems to be blossoming more recently.
He had a relationship with Elena Meyer, and they have a son together, born in late 2019. They split up in 2020.
Okay.
Now he's married to Morgan Galecki, and they just welcomed a daughter this year, 2024.
Wonderful news. Great to hear.
Yeah, growing family. And career-wise, the recognition has been there, too, beyond just audience love.
Right, the awards and nominations. He won a Satellite Award, nominated for an Emmy, a Golden Globe.
6 Screen Actors Guild Award nominations.
Yeah.
Plus earlier stuff like Young Artist Awards for his work as a kid actor and a TV Land Award for Roseanne.
So consistent recognition across his whole career, really.
It shows the quality and the impact he's had from that young kid in Chicago theater.
Rusty Griswold to David Healy, and then bam, Leonard Hofstadter, one of the most recognizable faces on TV for a decade.
It's quite a trajectory. Talent, adaptability. Maybe some of that childhood storytelling magic paying off.
Maybe so. It's fascinating when you lay it all out. From Belgium to Oak Park, dropping out of school, finding theater, hitting it big, hitting it even bigger.
And navigating Hollywood, finding success on his own terms, it seems.
What do you think stands out most when you consider that whole arc? Is it the unconventional start, the range of roles?
That's a tough one. Maybe it's the resilience and the way those early relationships, like with the Roseanne cast, seem to weave through his whole career.
Yeah, that interconnectedness is pretty striking. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does choosing such a non-traditional path, like leaving school so early, really tell us about finding success? Maybe there isn't just one way.
Definitely something to think about. It challenges the standard narrative for sure.
Well, we hope delving into Johnny Galecki's story has sparked some thoughts for you too. There are always more stories out there.
Always more to uncover.
Join us next time to find out what we explore on Tell Me More Stories Told as Podcast.